welcome to the LMC Cast. I am your host, Matt Sullivan, Executive Director of LMC-TV, and we'd like to welcome every one of you listening today to first of what we hope will be many podcasts coming from LMC-TV, your community media center, located in Mamaroneck, New York. The mission of LMC-TV is to strengthen our community by providing the supportive environment and facilities necessary to encourage freedom of speech, public dialogue, and artistic expression that reflect the diverse interests and needs of the Larchmont Mamaroneck community. So, here with us today, we have Rob Moretti, Varsity Sports Producer.
Hey, everybody.
Sibylla Chiapziwa, our News Director of the Local Live.
Hi.
Sharon Mosley, our Office Manager.
Good afternoon.
And Aluisa, our Programmer.
Hello there.
And working the boards is our wonderful studio production manager, Miss Dena Schumacher.
Woo!
That's right. So, first try here today. We're going to let everybody know what's going on at LMC TV. We're going to start things off with Rob, our Varsity Sports Producer.
Thank you, Matthew. And today's a big day for sports. We're kicking off our schedule tonight. Mamaroneck is hosting Scarsdale in a rivalry football game.
Nice.
Should be a big pre-Labor Day crowd out there. Two schools that rivals in most sports. Lohud picked it as a 1-point win for Scarsdale, so expecting a close game tonight. But week one, it's hard to tell with football teams where they're going to be. You have teams that are ranked highly and then they underachieve, or vice versa, teams that kind of come out of nowhere. So it's going to be interesting to see tonight's game. By the time this podcast makes it to your ears, you'll obviously know the result. And then moving forward throughout this season, we have a lot of great games and some great teams locally. Two defending section champions, the Mamaroneck field hockey team, which contends nearly every year, and the Rhinebeck boys soccer team, and they both made a run into the state tournament last year, returning a lot of talent. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see how those two teams, and really all the teams, usually contend at these two schools in the fall. So it's going to be an exciting season.
Nice.
And playoff time is always crazy.
I'm sure it is.
There's just a lot going on, a lot of teams performing well.
Well, it sounds like a good slate of games that you have lined up.
Oh, certainly. One that I really want to point out, we don't get to cover this one often. Mamaroneck field hockey is hosting Lakeland in, I don't remember the date, it's in a few weeks from now on a Saturday. If you want to come check out the game, I think it's an 11 o'clock or a noon start. Lakeland is a 9-time defending state champion in Class B.
Wow.
So two rivals. That's a top program. That's going to be some top flight field hockey.
Excellent.
Being played locally right a few yards from here at Memorial Field at Mamaroneck High School.
Awesome. And I have to ask, who do we have? Who's going in the first round of a fantasy football high school draft?
Oh, boy. The Lohud does put out a Super 11 every year, so you'd want to pick someone out of that list. I know they've got a couple of New Rochelle players, a few guys from Stepanak, and a few other guys from around the section. Usually, just like in regular fantasy football, you're going to want to start with a running back.
All right, but of course we're not condoning betting in high school. So
No, not at all.
We'll move on
Purely
to
conjecture.
Our programmer, Mr. Stefan Aluisa.
Hi, how are you? Stefan, programmer. This week we have a couple of things to highlight. Brand new show, Curious, with Sharon Mosley over here.
LMCTV's own.
Yes. That's going to be premiering Fridays at 7 p.m. on channel 75 Optimum 36 Verizon. Sharon, once we get to you, you can maybe plug that a little bit more too, since you're host. And of course, the Reverend and the Rabbi recorded their final episode. So
Very
that
sad.
will be, yes.
We're going to miss
It's been a
them.
long time running. So that is going.
What was cool about that is it was live.
Yes, which I can certainly touch on that. Monday, we were actually invited to go. This was the first live taping of Faith and Eggs. They do it at the Nautilus Diner, once a month, I would say, if not more.
Yeah.
And this time we were invited, and there were probably about 50 people, I think, in the audience that joined the Reverend and the Rabbi for their final taping, and they had some really, really nice words to say. I think it would be, it's great programming. People should definitely check it out. They had a lot of nice things to say about the community, about LMC TV, and how we can sort of bridge the many divides that we're experiencing right now as a nation.
Yep, very nice. And so yeah, that will be on 7 o'clock on channel 77 Optimum, 34 Verizon. And if
Sports was a really nice lead-in, huh?
yeah, it's a
that
really
leads
good.
right into sports.
Definitely,
At
yeah.
8 o'clock.
So yeah, and if you can't watch both of them at the same time since it's 7 o'clock, or by the time you're hearing this, it's already premiered. It will be on throughout September on Fridays, throughout the weekend, and you can also check out our shows on demand at lmctv.org.
That's right. Also available on YouTube. We
On
have
YouTube,
3
too.
separate
Yes.
channels: Varsity Sports Channel, a local live channel, and our LMC-TV Productions channel. And you can also watch us if you're outside the community anytime online, whether you're in Europe, Australia, all 4 corners of the globe at lmctv.org. Just click on Play Now, and you can watch our live stream of all 3 channels. That's right. Stefan, you were in Italy recently.
Yep, I was.
And
And
you
now
came
I'm
back
here.
a changed man, I heard.
Yes. And it was interesting to try and balance work and pleasure, but it was fun. It was a great time, and I'm so glad that I was able to still watch LMC TV from the beach.
Yeah, and doing our programming from the beach as well,
That is
which
right.
was incredible. So,
Are
all
you
right.
going to share your Paris pictures?
Eventually.
Okay. Just checking.
So we're going to turn it over now to Sharon Mosley, who is our Office and Community Bulletin Board Manager, for her take on what's going on at LMC TV.
Well, there's a lot going on in the community, Matthew.
Tell us, Sharon.
Okay.
Let me hear it.
Okay.
Do you feel like you're Tony Smith right now, by the way, now that we kind of have like a
Tony,
radio
I love
setting?
you, Tony, wherever you are. No, I'm not
If you don't
that
know him,
good.
check him out. Tony's great. He's the best.
Yeah.
89.1, Wednesdays and
WFDU?
Fridays. That's
Yes.
right. All right,
okay.
Tony, that's your plug. I hope you're listening. we want a plug from you, Tony.
Okay, so coming up September 9th is the 45th annual Kiwanis Car Show and Flea Market, and I believe we're covering that. Is
Yes,
that
we
correct,
will be
Matthew?
down there, and Jack Saraceno, who's one of LMC TV's board members, will be present at that event. And just look for Jack the Hat. You'll find him. I'm sure he's wearing an awesome shirt and an awesome hat. Jack, if you're listening, we love you, and we look forward to seeing you down there at the Kiwanis Car Show.
Also in September is Larchmont Day. That's September 15th from 1 to 5 p.m. I believe that's on Larchmont Avenue.
That's Larchmont Avenue, correct, right outside of the fire department.
And LMC TV is going to be there as well.
Yes, we will. We're going to be set up with a green screen technology and letting kids fly throughout space. So they'll be able to see themselves on green screen, and it should be a lot of fun for the community. So stop by.
And don't
Come
wear
see
a
us.
green shirt.
And don't wear a green shirt. That's right. Unless you just want to be a floating head, which that could be fun too.
You could wear your cape.
You
if
can wear your
want.
cape.
You could
That's
superhero
right.
cape. Okay.
BYOC, bring your own cape.
Okay, that was good, Matt. I'm sorry. The Westchester County Shredder will be at the Maxwell Avenue Recycling Center in Larchmont, September 8th, 10 to 1 p.m. Get there early.
I thought Ninja Turtles.
But get there early because the line can be a little long. The Town of Mamaroneck Recreation's movie in Memorial Park is Toy Story, and that's September 17th at dusk. LMC TV also has Movies on the Sand, correct?
That is right.
Is that September 15th?
That will be September 15th
And
at
that's
night at dusk.
And the Beauty and the Beast? Is that
Beauty
correct?
and the Beast, the live version. So we're going to be there. Come see us. That's also the family campout night, I believe.
Wow.
So we're going to also screen our workshop, our summer filmmaking workshop, that was instructed by Dena, Schumacher, and Sean Kelly. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So stop by and check that out. That'll be before the screening of Beauty and the Beast. But they had a lot of fun making that and did a great job. So we're really excited to see that.
And my final bit of information is Westchester County seeks volunteers for their 9/11 Serve and Remember service projects and blood drive on 9/11, and you can call Janet Lokay, Lokay, at 914-995-2127 if you want to volunteer for 9/11
Excellent.
serve.
Excellent. And also, we're going to be covering the 9/11 memorial or ceremony that's taking place on 9/11. That's at Girl Scout Rock in the town of
Yes.
Mamaroneck, right
Yes.
next to Memorial Park.
Yes.
And you can check out LMC's coverage of that once we have it shot. So, looking ahead, we also have the Food Truck Festival, which coincides with Community Media Day on October 20th. So we're going to do a similar setup that we had in Larchmont with the green screen, so people can come by and fly through space and have fun that way. The big news, I would say, is LMC-TV's new HD municipal meetings. So we've upgraded all of our equipment in all of the courtrooms at the villages of Larchmont and Mamaroneck and the town of Mamaroneck. So we have all HD cameras and switchers now. So meetings should be looking and sounding better than ever, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So,
Can I ask a question? Is there any food truck that anybody's looking forward to without naming names?
I don't know which food trucks are going to be there, but from what I'm told, I think they're going to be between 15 and 20 food trucks that day. So it's going to be a really nice event.
You know what you should do? This is my strategy. Get a nice big group of all your friends and buy one thing from every food truck and just share. Just cut it into little
That
pieces.
sounds good.
Now that is a veteran food trucker
Yes.
right there. I like that.
I had enough trouble at our Tiki Invasion event this past summer. We had 4 or 5 trucks. I wanted to try 2. It was really hard to pick which one I wanted to try.
I'm sure. Well, we're gonna try to work that up and maybe get some more for next year. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Make it even harder.
That being said, I'd like to turn over the mic to Sibylla Chiapziwa, who's our news director of the Local Live, and she can fill us in on some of the things that we're doing with our news show.
Hi, I've been on the job about 4 months now.
Happy 4-month anniversary, Sibylla.
Yeah, thank you. Basically, we have a variety of things in the air, but, obviously solidifying them, especially as interactive roundtables, which is, I guess, a really important part of the show, for lack of a better word, right now. That is definitely something that, I would like to keep going. I mean, I was left with a pretty good system and, crew members and just, organization period, just with LMC. So I'm, really excited to improve on that.
Speaking of crew members, last night was the last show.
Yes, of Andre Gordon.
Oh, Andre. Round of applause for
Yes.
Andre.
Andre!
Hope you're listening to this. But Andre, thank you so much for all of your years of volunteer work. You've been such an essential part of LMC, and we're really going to miss you. But we know that you're on to wonderful, bigger and greener pastures, as they say. So all the best with your future ahead of you.
Please remember, you can always visit. We will miss you. So last night on the Local Live, we just did a environmental roundup. There have been a lot of proposed laws and what have you regarding keeping the communities, and green and improving on that. One highlight was we had the town supervisor, Nancy Seligson, give us a roundup of what's happened in the town of Mamaroneck. It's really becoming, an example of how, it all starts locally and it's not hard to do, especially with food composting and zero waste events. So,
Their anniversary is coming up in 1 year.
Yeah.
Food waste.
in September, they're having a harbor cleanup and, yes, the anniversary of the food composting program. These are things that we can highlight on the show, upcoming events in the community, highlighting businesses, really anything that makes this area tick. I can give you an example of what's coming up next week. There's a new restaurant on Mamaroneck Avenue called Don Hito. I went
wanna go there.
to a dinner on Tuesday. It was delicious.
Well, I didn't get invited. Man, I feel left out.
Well, Matt, company lunch. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sounds good.
The perks of being a food Instagrammer
There you
/
go.
blogger writer.
I'll have to get on that.
So yeah, it's fun.
I didn't know you did that.
So yeah, that's something I would like to push for in terms of me being on the show. Otherwise, I'm going to be behind the scenes doing script work, gathering all these emails and sifting through, as much of them as I can, and always looking for interns and volunteers. That's the lifeblood of the show and LMC-TV. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sibylla, and thank you, everybody. Lots of stuff going on at LMC-TV, so stay tuned for more news and more LMC. What's the name of this again?
LMC Cast?
LMC Cast.
LMC Cast.
Stay tuned for more news and more LMC Cast. All right, we're back, and we are going to dive into some group topics now. The first of which, the most thrilling and exciting topic, texting relatives. Is it okay to text your mother?
No.
Wow,
In my case,
definitive
it's
answer.
impossible to text your mother because my mother is a text.
She's a non-texter?
No, my parents don't text. If I want to talk to them, I'm lucky if I can get an email, but it might not get, answered back for 36 hours or so.
Good for them.
I need to call them. That's
Okay.
just how it is.
Well, that's good. I prefer a call over a text, but I will say that sometimes if you just want to check in and say hi,
It's much
it's
more
very easy.
efficient, quicker to just quick message.
yeah.
I don't have that option.
My mother, and I will embarrass her now, she is like the queen of gifs. And she has this impeccable ability to send me an appropriate GIF in any situation. And I'm really impressed by it. I'm like, wow, Mom, you were on top of your GIF game. So that's really exciting to see that. Stefan, how about your mom?
My mother passed away a while ago, but I do text my father. And this is a weird story. This is a hilarious story because my father, when he was getting his cell phone, he was getting a new phone. We were at the store. He went to a place and he got to a Verizon phone, and the person helping him out said, all right, well, we have this plan that has unlimited texts and whatnot for this price. And my father looks at the guy and just says, well, I'm not this little teenage girl. I don't need texts. So fast forward 2 years later, and he's constantly texting me. And he texts in these very long, hi, Steph, ... whatever his message is, ... dad. So, yeah.
My mom emails like that. It's just a stream of consciousness.
Well,
Thought ellipses.
I hope you're listening out there, parents, and hearing what your kids think about your texting. Sibylla, how about you?
Well, with my parents being more than 7,000 miles away, it's kind of important.
Yeah.
Can't always call, obviously with time zone differences. So, yes, that's important. I'm terrible at keeping in touch with my family, so that's definitely something I can improve upon.
Do you do some WhatsApp, or is that?
WhatsApp is it, yes.
That's the best, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I do that with my in-laws, and
Easy.
it's excellent.
I do that with my friend.
All you need is an internet connection, and yes, you can do a lot with it. It's definitely a lifeline. It's a great app. So.
And a wonderful way of like sharing some maybe photos and videos
Yes.
that you've taken and integrating that so that you can share with family members or people who are very far away, exactly what you're doing, keeping up with day to day.
Yes.
Digital postcard.
And that's why I am on this stance here where it's like, okay, I get you want to speak to your family members and hear their voice.
Yes.
But sometimes, a message to say like, hey, I'll be there later at this time, it's enough. And guess what? You're still communicating. So it's not like you're not speaking to them at all. There's still some lifeline there.
Yes.
Sharon has been very quiet, and I wonder why.
Oh, yeah.
She's usually not this quiet. So what do you have to say about that, Sharon?
Well, okay. Well, here's my thing. Now, you've kind of pointed out things that I've said to you already about speaking to people on the phone and hearing their voice. I think it's important to have conversation because when you're with someone else and you have texting avoids the conversation to me. So when young people interact with other people, if they're not on their phone texting while you're at dinner, then there's no social interaction. I don't know how you're going to react because I'm used to texting you on the phone. So there's no emotion in the text, in the words of the text.
You can't read inflection in a text.
Exactly.
That's why you send a really awesome GIF.
So,
There you go.
And your emoji game as well.
The emoji game is strong in this one.
so that's my pet peeve, and it's also for me and my children. To me, it's like getting away from me telling you something, or commenting about something. So if you text me, either you're gonna take wrong what I say to you, or you're going to just avoid talking to me because you're talking to me by text. That is my pet. But I have to say, my 80-year-old dad, he texts too, which
Okay,
is
Dad.
kind of scary. But
Let's give it up for Dad.
Yeah.
All right. So I think the takeaway is don't text Sharon.
well, no.
No?
Well, my friends do. My friends text me. Well,
Okay.
I had a learning curve. Okay, let's be honest. I had a learning curve, and because there are young people in the office who I work with, I learned a lot. I also learned a lot from other people who are more technically savvy than me with the phone. Yes, Rob has set up my phone and all kinds of things like that. But and also, my youngest daughter and my oldest daughters have helped me with the phone, but I don't always understand how it works. Like, when somebody FaceTimes you, they can see all of you and not just your head. So when
Well, it depends how you hold it.
Oh, I didn't see. Well,
So,
see, learning curve.
there you go. That's all right.
So I just saw the little picture, so I thought they could only see me from the chin up, but they couldn't. They saw.
But they saw everything.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Side note, don't FaceTime naked.
Well, I wasn't naked, but
Does anybody?
it was hot.
Does anybody remember?
Right.
I'll share my story of the first text I ever received. It was on a Nokia phone that had those really gummy buttons that you have to really push
T9.
down. Yeah, and my phone made this really weird sound that I never heard before. And I look at it, and there's text on it that says, "Hey, we're in room 303," and I go, what demon has gotten into my phone? I didn't know that there was texting. I had no idea. And I thought somebody was, had hacked my phone. And it's like, oh my God, the end is near. It was crazy.
Unfortunately, mine probably wasn't as interesting because it was, I learned about the feature and then I get a message from the phone company saying, hey, you have messaging now. It's like, yes, I feel important.
Your account has been activated.
We will charge you $1 for every letter.
Oh, who remembers having to pay per text? That was rough.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would have to call my friend and say, stop texting me. You owe me money.
Well, you can run a good racket that way.
Yeah. Oh.
Do you
Nights and weekends.
Do you text people on holidays, like the major holidays? Why?
Sometimes.
Why?
Yeah,
No,
just to let them
family
know you're
members.
thinking about
We're talking
them.
about relatives now.
Oh,
Dude,
relative.
there's
What
a
about-
lot of people you have to contact on those days, and you could spend 3 hours of your holiday on the phone, or you could take 5 minutes and send out a bunch of texts.
Take 3 people per holiday, spread it out for the year. Just an idea. I'm just thinking out loud here.
But what about having
options, people.
conversation with these individuals, with these family members, with your grandmother
That
who
is
doesn't
important.
see you all
Yes.
the time?
That is important.
I mean, how
I was thinking more along the lines of friends, like texting
Oh
somebody
no! I meant
happy
relatives.
or Merry Christmas.
I meant
Totally.
relatives.
Most of the time, at least for me, like the relatives are
Or
there. They're coming.
Mm-hmm.
We're
And whichever
Having
relatives
dinner.
were far away, there'd probably be some sort of pass the phone moment where
Oh,
everyone's
yeah.
talking to them. I remember that one.
All right. Well, this has been thrilling. I will make sure to text my mother after this and let her know that she's an all-star giffer.
I think I gave too much information.
Never. All right. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, we are back, and we are going to discuss what everybody's up to these days. I will personally share with you, I have a film coming up that we'll be shooting the last 2 weekends of September. It is called Dead Air. It's about a radio station on Halloween night and DJ Mickey Monstro, who's spinning his tunes to the ghouls and gals. And one of his tricks goes wrong, and he unleashes the ghosts of the station's past. So it should be a lot of fun. It's written by LMC-TV producer Chris Lavinia, and Dena's going to be producing as well and doing editing on it. Should be a lot of fun. So we're really looking forward to that. You can check us out at our Dead Air page on our Facebook.
And come to the fundraiser.
And you can show up to the fundraiser if you'd like, which is on Friday, September 14th. It's going to be at the Alibi in Yonkers, so that's going to be a nice time. Other than that, everything is good, I would say. And the summer went by a little too fast, unfortunately, and we're diving right back into September, which we know is a ton of fun around here at LMC TV and plenty of work. So if you don't get if we don't return your phone calls, bear with us. We'll get back to you. Stefan, what was going on with you this summer?
So I went on a nice little trip to Paris, and spent a week there, and then another 2 weeks with family members in Sicily, which was really nice. The first week in Paris, we just were bouncing around place to place, sightseeing, a lot of walking, a lot of climbing up steps. We specifically climbed up Notre Dame, and it's just like 400 steps going up in this little stone spiral staircase.
And they wonder why Americans are so out of shape compared to Europeans.
And then it was just relaxing for the next 2 weeks at in Sicily, doing some work while abroad and just kind of visiting family. A big change there was the fact that their lunch is like our dinner. So, by noon, we're having this massive 3-course meal, dessert, and then a nap for about 2 hours. And then
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Why don't we do that?
Yeah,
We should.
It makes sense. That should be another topic.
Yeah. We should definitely have some sort of a siesta that is enforced. We'll bring that up to our local politicians.
Oh, yeah. I'll bring that up to our executive director. Oh, that's you. I know Google has nap pods. We should have something like that. Just getting back into things. So
Nice. Well, welcome back. I'm glad you had a good summer and came back refreshed,
refreshed,
ready to program.
yes. Refreshed and a little overweight.
Sharon,
Oh,
how's your summer?
well, I missed the tiki party like I always do, unfortunately.
We missed you.
Well, I had family reunion, which
That's
was
all right.
which was great, and but Siobhan was disappointed that she missed the tiki party again. She said to me,
Well, you didn't have to text the relatives. You could talk to them.
"No, yeah, exactly. They were all there, so I could talk to them." So what's new with me? Let's see. Is my new show Curious?
Yeah. Sharon Latimer Mosley back on the air.
From a long hiatus from As You Are. So the new show is really about things that interest me, and I hope it's going to be fun and maybe a little interactive. My first guest is Robert Kaku-Gunn, who is the new guiding teacher at Empty Hand Zen Center in New Rochelle. And my next guest will be Robert Palejo, and we'll be talking about, well, we won't be talking about, we'll be doing singing. So who knows? Maybe he can help me sing, but we'll find out on that show. I have 2 new Reiki masters.
Nice.
That's what I do. That's my side gig.
Now, for those of us who don't know about Reiki, can you give us a quick
Sure, it's
overview?
energy work with the placement, with hand placements on the body, above or on the body. So one of my students is here with us, and that's Dena Schumacher, who is now a Reiki master.
Yeah.
Hey.
I thought I saw some extra glow around her.
And the other Reiki master is Alana. So now I've also solidified a Reiki schedule for Reiki practitioners if they want to come and practice with us, and perhaps an open house in the future, and that will be at Empty Hand Zen Center in New Rochelle as well. I'm going to enter a writing contest soon.
Nice.
So we'll see how that goes, and hopefully get back to the Y with my girls in Zumba.
Zoom, zoom. All right. Sibylla, how about you? What's new?
Nothing really.
Just Sibylla-ing?
Like I mentioned,
Sibylla-ing.
getting used to the job and all that. But I definitely need to launch this freaking website and blog of mine. Like I mentioned, I write about food, particularly the people behind it. I honestly feel anybody can go to a restaurant and obviously take photos. I like to talk to the bar manager, the chef, the owners, and see, I guess the journalistic questions: who, what, why, when,
Yeah.
how. And I guess, so what? Why should someone, come to your restaurant and so on? So, like I mentioned, Don Hito is coming up next week. I'm excited to see how that will go. I think I might be on camera. I haven't been on camera for a while, so yeah, let's see. There's been new places that have opened this year so far that we haven't touched yet on the show. And I mean, even now, the Reiki thing, I was wondering if you two would like to come on the show and talk about it, maybe.
Sure, why not? What show?
Was that a show posted?
The Local Life.
It was a show puzzle. That's true. Well, maybe we can Reiki some of our broken equipment, possibly, and see if we can get it to work.
Once Dena did a quick cleansing for me, so, that was really nice. I didn't know that you were a teacher, a master.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Excellent. All right. Cool.
All right.
And good luck on your blog. We hope that we look
Yeah.
forward
Thank
to seeing
you.
that. I'm sure it's going to
Yeah.
be delicious. Rob,
Yes, sir.
or should we call you Big Daddy?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I was off a good amount of the summer with the baby, with Rosie. She was born in March.
So gorgeous.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Her Comes with its challenges. I finally got to see the Avengers movie that came out in April. I saw
to
that the first
fatherhood.
day it was available on digital release, and that blew my mind.
All right.
And that's basically it. Trying to keep up with the baby stuff. She's eating a little bit of solid food now, so that's a whole different kind of mess to clean up.
My question is she operating a camera yet?
Yeah, right?
Not yet, but she does like to watch TV, and that's how I got my start around her age. So I think the future is
Watching
bright.
sports.
Future is bright.
As long as she's watching LMC-TV.
That's right. That should be the only programming that she's allowed to watch. Maybe Sesame Street. We'll give her that.
Maybe we need some happy smiling TV show to come back.
Oh, back from the dead. That's
Yes.
now that's a throwback.
We should get our own Muppets.
Ugh.
Oh,
LMC-TV
well,
Muppets.
there is an idea that's out there floating around in the ether. I don't know. Our studio production manager, Dena, who's been so quiet throughout this podcast, can possibly inform us about her idea for a Muppet show or a puppet show.
You can't call it a Muppet show.
That's true. I can't.
Puppet?
I meant to say a puppet show. Go ahead, Dena.
Let's say this project is in the works and has been for a while. I have to finish a few projects first before I could get to this. But yes.
Wait, so are you trying to say that Dena Schumacher that has a few balls in the air with projects?
Oh my goodness, right?
Because I only thought you did one thing at a time.
Yeah, well, I'm down to 6. So when I get down to 3, that's when I'll be able to really
Okay.
focus. But I'm looking forward to it because it's going to be, hopefully, it's going to be something that's going to be very big for our community and for the developing youth. I think we all grew up with Mr. Rogers, with Sesame Street, and those were fundamental in childhood development, and I just like that, and I also really like it with the local spin. I like it with technology a little bit more prevalent as the education that's being provided, and the other feature I'm incorporating is also bilingual.
That's
so
excellent.
I'm
Great.
really trying to pack a punch with this one.
Yeah,
and
seriously.
that's why it's taking a while.
Yeah, no.
But if anyone's interested in participating in this with me, I am absolutely open to people who want to contribute ideas want to help with puppetry, because that's something I'm looking forward to.
Right.
Set designs are going to be fun.
Nice.
And local businesses who want to be involved and help educate the youth too.
That's excellent. That
So this
sounds
is a
like a lot of opportunities for
Big
people
project,
to get involved.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned incorporating technology in there. Now, do puppets text? I think that's what she's...
No, they talk to their
No, you'll
puppet
have to
parents.
ask them, Stefan. That's wonderful. And, just one other plug quickly while we're on the topic. I know that there's another piece that's wrapping up. Pawns and Pieces. Yeah? Yeah? Tell us a little bit about that, Dena.
All right, we're almost out of time, but yeah, sure.
Sure we
I'll
are.
talk
We're
about-
conveniently out of time once you start talking.
Pawns and Pieces is a stop motion project that I've been working on, I think, for like the last year, maybe going on year and a half. It takes a long time to do, and of course I was doing it by myself, so it took even longer. But everyone who did help contribute and helped out, really appreciative. If you're a fan of Game of Thrones, if you're a fan of chess, and if you're a fan of stop motion, then you will be a fan of Pawns and Pieces. There's like 9 different sets that I built upon chess boards. So it's like the king's bedroom or a graveyard, and it's all like chess board bottoms with the checker.
These are very impressive sets, I have to say. I've seen several of them, and they're really excellently. I mean, the detail that went into this is incredible. So
I was really
I'm
lucky.
excited to see it.
Thanks. I was really lucky that someone was a collector of miniatures. So there's like these beautiful like mahogany dressers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Are you
And
gonna put some pictures on the website? Yes.
well, I have a lot of posting going on. Sophie had helped me with social media
so
for it. to
You
help
have an
promote.
Instagram account for this,
Yes,
correct?
I do.
Which is?
Pawns and Pieces. Stefan, with his fine photography skills, took a bunch of shots very effortlessly on his cell phone, and it came out looking awesome.
That would be Steph Stop
Steph
Photography.
Stop Photography
That's right.
is mean, yeah.
Does anybody else need a plug for something they're doing? 'Cause I'm here all day.
No, but I'm looking forward to it. It was a long time, and one of the things, September 30th is when it's going to premiere, and the only thing I'm waiting for is a little bit of help with the opening, which is going to be finished soon, and then it's all done. And
That's great.
That's one thing off the plate that pushes me more
gonna
towards
bulletin
puppets.
On the bulletin board?
All right, guys, fine.
Well, that's coming out a lot sooner than the real Game of Thrones.
As you can see, there's a lot going on here at LMC-TV with a very talented and enthusiastic cast of characters that we have here.
Character?
But we are looking forward to everything that's coming up soon. And we have a fundraising drive that we're going to be launching probably the first week of November. So keep an ear or eye out for that. We'll be tapping everybody and hoping that you can contribute and make LMC TV even better than it already is.
And if you don't want to wait till September to contribute to LMC TV, we have
do it now.
you could do it now, and we have a lovely community mural that is we're one piece away from being halfway complete with it.
Wow.
So this mural is a giant it's a giant mural that was painted on puzzle pieces.
Right, by Jamie Lynn at
By
Made
Jamie Lynn of Made Art
Studio,
Studio in Mamaroneck. So she was really amazing at trying to incorporate all the things in the community in there. Even Sunday the fox dog makes an appearance in there.
Sunday, our number one employee.
Yeah, that's right. But we're one piece away, and as a bonus, we're making custom thank you videos if you contribute. So not only do you get the satisfaction of donating to a nonprofit organization, you also get a video made just for you to show you how much we care.
Dena, you were an excellent salesperson.
Oh,
I have to say.
Thank you very much.
That was a good. Give it up for Dena on that pitch, huh? Good pitch. All right, get you in the elevator, and we'll do the elevator pitch. We'll shorten it down to maybe a 20-second pitch next time.
Speaking of shortening it down, I think it's time to go.
Hey, on that note, guys, thanks for listening. Hope to see you soon. And as always, check us out, channels 75, 76, 77, Optimum if you're living in the Larchmont Mamaroneck area, and channels 36, 35, and 34 on Verizon Fios. You can always catch us on the web at lmctv.org. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And we'll be seeing you. Take care.
Parents.
Call your parents.
Yeah. We'll LMC you later.
Womp womp.